On a quiet night, you open your screen just to pass the time and meet a mind that never sleeps. It writes, it solves, it reasons not perfectly, but fast enough to unsettle something deep inside you. For the first time, you feel a strange thought. If this is what now looks like, what will I look like later? The room is the same, the chair is the same, but you are not. A quiet fear whispers, will I be left behind? And beneath that fear, another question rises, softer, more dangerous. Or could this be the key to becoming someone I can barely imagine today? In dusty labs and quiet offices, mathematicians, dreamers, and engineers tried to teach metal how to mimic mind. They built systems that could play chess, recognize patterns, translate words, fragile sparks in a skeptical world. Twice, the dream nearly died in what we now call AI winters, when money dried up and hope went cold. But the question refused to fade. It lived in papers, in code, in the stubborn curiosity of a few. Every dataset, every neuron in a neural network was a brick laid long before you ever logged in. The future self you fear or secretly crave stands on the shoulders of people whose names you may never hear. Today, AI is no longer a theory on a chalkboard. It drafts emails, designs, logos, writes code, and suggests diagnoses. A tired nurse asks an AI to summarize a complex medical paper, saving minutes that might save a life. A student from a small town uses a free model to learn faster than any textbook could ever allow. A one-person business uses AI to edit videos, write copy, and answer customers working like a team without a payroll. None of them are geniuses. They are ordinary people, quietly extending their reach with invisible tools. This is the present. Not robots taking over, but humans learning to work with minds made of numbers and light. And somewhere inside you, watching them, a question grows louder. If they can change their trajectory, what is my excuse? Part of you is fascinated AI as a partner, a tutor, a silent co-founder whispering options you never saw before. Another part is terrified if a machine can write, think, and create with you what remains that is truly you. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance. Holding two truths at once. This can help me, and this might replace me. Your old self clings to comfort, to familiar routines, to the story that you are not that kind of person. Your possible future self watches from the shadows. Disciplined, augmented, unrecognizable, and yes, a little frightening. The tension between them is not science fiction. It is your nervous system catching up to a new reality. In this quiet war between your fear and your potential, AI is not the enemy, it is the mirror. Imagine a near future where your calendar, your learning, your health, and your work are co-designed by an intelligent system beside you. An AI tracks subtle patterns in your habits, your moods, your sleep, nudging you gently toward better choices you rarely made before. Your digital twin practices, presentations, negotiates, drafts, tests, ideas while you sleep so you wake up already ahead. Study after study suggests that personalized feedback and deliberate practice can reshape a life. AI simply makes both unavoidable. In 5 years, your future self could know more, create more, and serve more people than your old self ever thought possible. Not because you became someone else entirely, but because you finally stopped fighting the tools that magnify who you are. This is the version of you that might terrify your past self. Not a stranger, but the proof that you were always capable of more. Right now, somewhere between who you were and who you could become, you are making quiet choices. Scroll or study, complain or create, fear the machine or learn to think beside it. The science is clear. Tools do not guarantee transformation, but they do expose the gap between your habits and your potential. AI will not decide whether you stay the same. It will only make the cost of staying the same impossible to ignore. One future self drifts, blaming technology, change, and fate. Another future self wakes early, thinks with AI, builds, learns, and serves until their life no longer looks like an accident. The version of you that scares your old self is simply this: a you who finally chose to participate in the future, instead of hiding from it. Modern AI is not magic. It is mathematics scaled to an unimaginable degree. Billions of parameters, trillions of tokens of text. Like a child listening to every conversation in 1,000 cities at once, it learns patterns without ever understanding in a human way. It predicts the next word, the next pixel, the next move, and from these predictions, something that feels like intelligence emerges. Psychologists see echoes of your own brain here. Neurons firing, connections strengthening with each repeated experience. AI does not wake up in the night, but it does improve, quietly, every time more data flows through its digital synapses. What you experience as fluent language or creative suggestions is, underneath, a storm of probabilities collapsing into sentences. To work with AI is to stand at the edge of a mirror maze, seeing fragments of human thought reflected back through silicon. Today, a teenager in a crowded apartment uses AI to brainstorm business ideas her parents never had the chance to dream. A freelancer who once juggled 5 small clients now serves 50, automating the work that used to drain his creativity. In a quiet clinic, an AI helps a doctor spot a shadow on a scan, a tumor caught months earlier than humans alone might see. Creators draft books, design courses, edit films, and build apps with a digital partner that never gets offended or exhausted. These are not science fiction heroes. They are everyday people, pulling on a lever most still refuse to touch. The gap between those who use AI and those who ignore it is no longer about talent, it is about willingness to adapt. And as you watch this shift, you feel it. History is not just something in textbooks. It is happening quietly on your own screen. Imagine a version of you, not in some distant city, but in this very room. Same age, same background, same doubts. They too felt late, average, and overwhelmed, scrolling through success stories that felt like another planet. One evening, they made a different choice. Instead of just consuming with AI, they began creating with it. They asked it to map a learning path, to break down skills into months and days, into sessions they could actually show up for. They used AI to role-play difficult conversations, to draft bold emails, to simulate interviews that once froze them in fear. In the end, AI is not just about smarter machines. It is about a sharper version of you, waiting on the other side of your choices. What if the most frightening thing about AI is not what it will become, but what it reveals you could become if you stopped running from your own potential? If this vision of your future self stirred something inside you, don't let it fade. Stay with the story, share it with someone who needs it, and walk with us into the age of AI by subscribing for the next chapter.